just wild to think that we're almost to another holiday here this summer. Well, if you are just joining us, we are live on Fox 35's Facebook page, my Facebook page, as well as YouTube and Fox Local. If you don't know what Fox Local is, you can go to your phone right now, your tablet, your TV. You can download that app and you can get all of our latest, whether it be our newscasts, our weather updates, our weather extras, our breakfast chats. Anything you can think of, it's going to be on the Fox Local app. And the best thing is it's not only available on your TV, but also your phone and all of your smart devices as well. So today we're going to be talking about all the normal things, so to speak, but we wanted to start with the tropics because the tropics are going to be our big headline as we head through the remainder of our month, the remainder of June, and also kick off a brand new month, kicking off July on an unsettled note. Now, we have been watching Tropical Depression 2 in the Bay of Campeche, and this will likely become Tropical Storm Barry before the day is all said and done. So right now, at our latest check, and this was at 8 o'clock, the wind, not all that strong, only around 35 miles per hour. It's trekking off to the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour, but notice by late this afternoon, or early this afternoon rather, by around 2 o'clock this afternoon, we're seeing that potential for this to become Barry, which would be our second named storm of the year before it moves inland and starts to weaken back into a tropical depression as we head through the wee hours of our Monday. Gusty tropical rains, the potential for mudslides on the table. If you know anybody, if you have friends or family in this part of Mexico, or maybe you had vacation plans to head over to this portion of Mexico, something you'll certainly want to watch. Now, in terms of the data, in terms of the potential track, it's definitely going to bring the potential for maybe some rain across the southwestern United States. That potential, not all that high, but just the way the atmospheric setup is, some of the leftover moisture may be able to move into potentially Texas or maybe the Southwest. So we're watching that. But another area of concern is now closer to home. We now have an outlook from the National Hurricane Center for Central Florida and a good bit of the state as well. Now I'm going to hop on over to Facebook real fast before we go any further because I realize I have not even seen if we have any questions or comments yet. I see a lot of you watching, nearly 60 of you watching. So thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Hi to you, Mike, on YouTube. Good morning to you in Port Richey. BF900, hello to you. Happy Sunday. I'm seeing 25 of you watching right now on YouTube, so that is wonderful. We so appreciate you tuning in. Valerie, good morning. Flagler Beach in the house. We love it. Tamara, how are you? Happy Sunday. So again, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, throw them in. I'll try to hit them up here as we go along. So yeah, so this is our next concern, our next area of interest that we're watching closely in the Gulf, or potentially southwestern Atlantic. Between the two, there could be the formation of an area of low pressure in this general vicinity as we progress throughout this next week or so, heading toward July 4th, heading toward our holiday weekend. So the setup for this is kind of messy. So we've had this upper level area of low pressure, and that's been driving our daily storm chances. That's really been aiding in some lift. We also have the sea breeze interaction with that and this area of low pressure upstairs in the sky. Between the two, we've seen more numerous showers and thunderstorms. Now, there's also an area that we're watching. You can kind of see some of this storminess over here in the Caribbean. So that area there, between that, what's left over from this tropical low or this upper level low, kind of combined forces, so to speak. And at the surface, we're likely going to see a boundary form, and this boundary remains stalled. So between all of this interaction in the atmosphere, there is a 20% chance that we could see a depression form out of this as we head through the next 7 days or so. I know that was a lot I just threw at you, but that's kind of the the more rigorous down and dirty setup for what's happening. Now, with that, I want to show you this data because this kind of gives you a handle on what's going to happen as we progress through the next week. So you can see as we head closer to July 4th, we start to see the chances increasing for some sort of tropical formation here. As we get closer to the weekend, those chances increase to around 40%. You can see that just off the Georgia and the South Carolina coast. On the Florida coast as well. On the East Coast, back toward the Gulf. So somewhere in that vicinity, which is kind of where we have that outline from the National Hurricane Center, kind of lines up with this. Now, remember, I know I said this earlier on, right at the start of our stream, our Fox Local app is going to give you all of our latest news updates, as well as our weather updates in the palm of your hand, whether it be on your cell phone, on your tablet, or on your TV. And that's going to be where you can get all of our latest information. Now, we're going to take a break here on Fox Local. If you're watching us on Fox Local, we love to see it, but don't go away. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We'll stay with you on YouTube as well as Facebook, so maybe this would be a good time to formulate some questions. All right, let me see. Speaking of questions, let me look. And if you are watching me, I'm actually talking with our digital director, Josh. So I'm this whole setup is a big old multitasking masterpiece, as we say. So let me see. All right, Denise, how are you? Good morning. I'm so glad you love the live. That's what we're here for. Good morning from Pensacola. Dale, good morning to you in Pensacola. Hello, I'm Yana. I hope I'm saying that right. Hopefully I'm not butchering that too badly. All right. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Scott, how are you? Scott Camp, Scott D. Camp. I love that you're watching in your backyard in Palm Bay. That sounds like a great place to be watching. Jimmy, how's it going? Carolyn, hello. Jimmy, you have a cruise for your 40th, July 7th. So July 7th, that would be, let's see, that would be 2 Mondays from now. So we're kind of far out, but depending on this setup, there is the potential that it could be affecting you. But stay tuned, make sure you're checking in with us. We're still in the early phases of this. This just got outlooked by the National Hurricane Center this morning. So we have a ways to go. Nicole Robbins on YouTube, hello. You're watching on Fox Local and it just cut off, so I came to YouTube. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're watching on YouTube. Hopefully we can get this back up on. Oh, well, that makes sense, Nicole. It cut off because we were in a commercial break, so we should be back on Fox Local now. So what you can do, which is what we oftentimes do, or have you do, you can watch on both your phone and your TV, because if you're watching on your phone, you can stay with us without the commercial breaks. You can also ask us questions live while you're watching on your TV. So it's kind of a fun way to do it. Metal Medeo, good morning from Ormond Beach. Good morning to you in Ormond Beach. We love Ormond Beach. Thank you so much. We so appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words. Okay, so back to the tropics. We'll jump back into this. So if you are just joining us back from Fox Local, we were talking about the depression potential here, because this is the chance that we could see something tropical forming, at least from this data. This is the European data, which has been going through a lot of changes. We've actually gotten some AI modeling now with the Euro model on both ensemble data and just the deterministic run. So a lot of good changes coming from the folks in Europe that run this model, which is really exciting. Okay, so we have this chance for development heading through this upcoming weekend. The good news is, as we look at the big picture in the tropics, after we get through this wave here, things are looking quiet. We have a lot of dust. We have dust overhead now, and If you're someone that suffers from allergies or respiratory illness, you may be noticing that. Thankfully, we've had some rain, so it's kind of been rinsing out or washing out the atmosphere, so to speak. But look back out to the east. We have another plume moving our way. So this is keeping the tropics quiet. We also have cooler than normal water temperatures in this part of the Atlantic as well. So this is a big reason why we have not really seen any tropical waves, because we have had some down to our south and east. They just haven't been able to form because of this setup in the tropics. So we can only hope that this holds. But right now, we do have a pretty good area of cooler than normal ocean water. Now, speaking of the dust, as we head through the start of the month, you can see that plume moving our way. Then we have this next plume working around the Bermuda High that'll start to head toward the Caribbean as we head closer to July 4th, and that starts to move toward us. So this one, again, should move up into the peninsula, could have some fiery sunsets. It can also make for more lightning, as Brooks has talked about too. He kind of was digging in and talking about some of that, how we can see with the dust, because of the dry air, more lightning. Now, we're starting to get closer to the start of July, but where we've been seeing these waves form, not just Tropical Depression 2 that is in the Bay of Campeche or the Southern Gulf now, where we're going to see the potential for this new development across the Gulf or the southeast coast here in Florida or in the southwestern Atlantic, we've seen this area be of interest in climatologically or climatological past, so to speak. 1944 to 2020 is what we're basing this on. But it's an area that we can see tropical development or tropical activity in the month of June. So remember, our names, we've already had Andrea. Barry could potentially be performing today. So if this tropical wave can organize around the Sunshine State in the Gulf or off the southeast coast, if it could become a tropical storm, which is still a pretty slim chance right now, it would take the name Chantal if we don't get Barry out of Tropical Depression 2 today. All right, back over to YouTube, checking in on you. Hello, 818P Nice, Sorrento, Florida. Good morning to you. Love that you're watching on YouTube. Dale, you're asking, are we looking at an above normal season for the Gulf and Florida coast? So that potential is there, and I can actually bring that up right now. Let me grab that graphic. I think I have it handy here. Just give me a second because I gotta find it. I didn't have that one in the show, but it's super easy because it's close to all these tropical graphics. Okay, so here is the average. Normally speaking, we'll get 14 named storms. 7 of those usually become hurricanes, and out of those, 3 major hurricanes, which, remember, that is Category 3 strength or higher. Now, this year's forecast, per NOAA and Colorado State University, a little bit above normal. Now, we're starting off kind of slow, if you think of it that way. We do have now Andrea, we could have Barry, but we also have a lot of dust. We have cooler than normal water in portions of the Atlantic, some of the main development region. So these are all good things to stack up against tropical development. We want to see this, but it's still early. We've gotten through about a month of hurricane season. Remember, we don't get toward peak until we start to get into late August, into early September. So that's when, if you remember last year, we really started to heat things up. It was kind of a quiet start. Then once we hit it, it was like boom, tropical storm, boom, hurricane. So we'll be with you every step of the way. But thankfully right now, as you look at the big picture, we have a lot of dust. We have cooler than normal water temperatures. Of course, as temperatures start to warm up, we're going to see that fuel, the fuel to bring these tropical systems to life, increase. Okay, I'm back over on Facebook now, seeing what we have. Let's see. Valerie, you're asking about the color, starting with the one closest to our coast that looks like the avocado and the color. Okay, I can go back to that, Valerie. Let me pull that back up. I believe you were talking about the tropical depression graphic, or the chance that we see a tropical depression form. I can totally bop back over to that. So these colors here, this is just showing how the chances go up closer to us, closer to Florida, for a depression as we head through this upcoming week. Now remember, if you're watching on Fox Local, we have about 1 minute until we go on break for a couple minutes. So if you have your phone handy or you have your tablet, grab that right now, because you won't be on a commercial break if you stay with us. Okay, so right now, this is actually, I have it starting on Tuesday, July 1st. So you can see that contour, that lighter shade of blue, up closer to the Big Bend and the Panhandle. That's a 20% chance of a tropical depression forming. As we head through midweek toward our July 4th Eve, July 3rd, the chances for a tropical depression are increasing. And that's what's indicated by that shade of light green. That's a 30% chance of development up close to the Big Bend, up toward the state capitol. And then through Friday into the weekend, that chance increases even more for a tropical depression. So that's what the colors mean. That's what you're seeing there, Valerie. So I know that was a lot to throw at you. Angie, good morning to you in Port Orange. Jonathan, I'm seeing a lot of folks watching. Let me see, I'm going to minimize our stream real fast. 56 of you watching. That is wonderful. And now 59 watching on YouTube. That is spectacular. Well, good morning to all of you. I know I've named a bunch of you. This is great. Okay, so I know we had a lot of tropics. We're on break right now with Fox Local. I'm going to bounce into our local forecast right now over the next few days, because I know a lot of you want to know, of course, what's going on through the rest of our weekend if you have plans today, and also what's going on as we head through our holiday week. There's a live look of downtown Orlando. We're looking out toward the Kia Center, to I-4. Things are moving fine, which we love to see. Richard, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate you watching. We're dry right now. Randy and I were just talking about this, and Randy's actually in the Storm Center right now, hanging out. Randy, you could probably come. You can come in and say hi if you want.
Roll on.
Yeah, you roll.
Let
me bring us cam full so everybody can see. I think there we are. We're cam full.
Seeing all the magic behind the scenes.
Yeah, just hanging out. It's been so great having you on Good Day Orlando this weekend.
It's so nice to be with you and hanging out with you early in the morning and then seeing you in action. It's always a pleasure. I know it's so nice to see everybody waking up with us this morning and
this is
staying
great.
On.
Oh, for sure.
This
is honestly, I think, the most I've ever seen since I've done one of these.
Well, good morning, everybody.
So many people, 60 people watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello to all of you, and 56 watching on Facebook. This is spectacular.
Yes.
So the Tropics, that's been our big headline, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about that a lot this morning, but we're going to be talking more about it this week, I know.
Yeah, I know. As soon as you started giving the information, I was looking for some paper.
Yeah.
I started writing things down, because as soon as you start hearing that, if you've lived in Florida long enough, your gears start turning.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, if this, then I need to do, and working through your list. So hopefully people hopefully we don't see too much activity. But I hope that people have taken the preparation in going into hurricane season, and at least in June, to go ahead and get that to-do list done to be ready for whatever hurricane season brings.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know we've done a lot of stories. We talked a lot about that during our, hurricane special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of some of the fun stories we talked about this morning. We talked a little bit about pasta. We talked a little bit about that. We talked about, I'm trying to think about.
Well, here's the thing, and then Jackie asked, Jackie's one of our producers,
Mm-hmm.
and we wear our IFBs, and so if you see us nodding, that is somebody talking in our ear, and she asked us, what is your favorite pasta?
Yes.
And I said, I love, is it pappardelle? It's
the
thick
yes.
ribbon, and the reason that I love it is because, and this is how you know I love pasta, you know I love to eat, because it grabs all of the flavor of the sauce.
Yes.
I'm very partial to pappardelle. I don't necessarily like angel hair because I think it doesn't grab the sauce.
I'm not a big angel hair fan either. Weigh in online. We want to know. We want to know what your favorite pasta is.
Yes. But here's the thing, and I hope this is a safe space. I said, what is it, penne?
Penne, yeah. Isn't that what's wrong with penne?
I mean, nothing is wrong.
Now I'm working. I'm like, I love penne alla vodka.
Well, here's the thing. So nothing is inherently wrong with it, and I hope this isn't a hot take. But I was telling Jackie because she was talking to us separately, and I said, I love this pasta, but penne is not my favorite. And then she said, oh, well, I actually just heard from TJ, and he said that is in fact his favorite, and I said it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We have a potluck, and you bring what you like, and I bring what I like.
I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't met a pasta that I haven't liked yet. That's right. The real story, right?
And here's the thing I say. The only thing I said was it's not my favorite. Will I eat it if you bring it? Absolutely.
Yes.
I have to drown it in some sauce, and we are fine. It just wasn't my favorite. If I was ranking it 1 through 5. But yeah,
I always like carbonara too. Carbonara, like I think that's like a creamier sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one.
I can never go wrong with just classic Alfredo.
Mm-hmm.
I was making, as you were getting everything prepped for the live streaming, I was making my grocery list.
Oh, nice.
I want to show you. And I sent it to myself. What am I having? Did I put it? Oh, what am I having for dinner on Tuesday and Wednesday?
Salmon Alfredo.
And I almost was thinking about packing spaghetti for lunch.
Sounds so good.
But here's the thing. I get out in the field and I'm so hot. The
thought
of warming up a hot spaghetti after I've just worked to track down interviews in the hot Florida sun, I have had to switch my lunches recently. So I'm packing a sandwich this week.
Hey, that's good. I mean, honestly, that's what I've kind of resorted to. I feel like I'm back in like grade school. I'm like, all right, let me go pack the sandwich for work.
Then,
Here we go.
Put your sticky note like your mom used to do. Would you just write an inspirational word to yourself, an own affirmation, like conquer the day.
Yes, I love. I mean, those are the best. I honestly used to look forward to those little notes. Or, I've kept like a lot of fortune cookies, little, and I've like stuck them in a little. Actually, I have some on my visor in my car,
nice.
So I'll look up and be like, "That's a good one. It's gonna be a good day."
For me. We did have some fun stories this morning.
I'm trying to think. We had the UPS driver.
Loved that story.
That was a great story.
Remember when I think it was in the 7 a.m. hour, and we were talking about the story. You said this is something I would do, and I was confirm. Confirm. We would see some viral video of TJ like sliding down the slip and slide. But that just speaks to your personality and the fact that I'm sure if you showed up, the graduates would have been like, here, and then would sit you home with a hot dog like a little to-go plate.
I would have done it in my suit. I probably would have been like, all right, for the dry cleaner that had to handle it afterwards, I apologize, but...
What can you do?
Yeah.
The other story about the Oreos.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we want to hear if you're still sticking with us. Now, on Fox Local, we have a few more minutes with you. We'll hang out here for a little while longer on Facebook and YouTube. But another one of our stories was blueberry pie flavored Oreos. Is that right?
Blueberry pie, yes. A blueberry pie flavor. It's almost a tongue twister. Blueberry pie cookie Oreos, technically a cookie.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's just the icing is supposed to take you there and make you feel like it's a blueberry pie.
Yes. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you.
I think you have to first ask yourself if you are a blueberry pie person.
Yes.
And would you say that you're a blueberry pie person?
To be honest, I'm like racking my brain. I've had, I think, a blueberry cobbler. I don't know if I have ever had a blueberry pie before.
I don't think that I have ever had a blueberry pie. I've not even had a cobbler. I think I've had I've gotten as close as a blueberry muffin. And you're looking like, okay, that's not the same.
It's funny. Abby is, we have a couple new updates. So I'm just looking right now. Josh just texted us. We officially do have Tropical Storm Barry.
Okay.
So that's some news. So we can go back before we hop off. We can actually bring up the cone real fast. And Abby's asking us if we know that we're live. Yes, we're just chatting about our top stories this morning from Good Day Orlando. Some of our top trending stories
this morning.
Yes. Well, let's see. We
We
can.
have to get to some
Yes.
serious business about Barry.
We'll pull back up Barry. So this will be great. We can pull up Barry so you can get a little look at Barry here, because this is a little earlier than what we were originally thinking per the National Hurricane Center. Let me see where I have Barry up here. And again, we have about one more minute with you on Fox Local. So I'll thank you all for tuning in with us on Fox Local, because we are so glad you're here with us. Remember, we're going to stick with you on YouTube and Facebook a little bit longer. So now we have Barry. So the wind has been upgraded. 40 miles per hour. This is an intermediate advisory here at 11 o'clock this morning, which is just about now. Northwest at 6 miles per hour. The pressure now down to just over 1,000 millibars. So here's the new cone. May have the wind getting up close to 45 miles per hour. So still a tropical storm. Gusts still going to be at tropical storm force, but a little stronger than the last update that we had at 8 in the morning, and then thankfully continuing to weaken as it moves inland as we head into the day on a Monday. So some good news there. Thankfully, it's not going to be a one of those long-lived systems that we've seen in times past. I think the camera, so little secret with our camera in here, it'll move with us. So I'm gonna see if I can bring it back. Let's see, there we go. Now I just have to get it to stay. It's a dance. It is a big old dance when we do this. So thank you all for sticking with us and sticking with us on Facebook and YouTube after our Fox Local stream has just ended. Remember, if you are just joining us, you don't know what Fox Local is, it is our streaming service. You can hop on Fox Local, get all of our latest stories, our latest videos, and our latest weather updates. So a lot you can get in the palm of your hand or on your smart TV, which is great. Okay, I'm seeing 46 of you watching on YouTube. Let's see. Not seeing anything new on YouTube. But hello to you all that have just hopped on and joined us. If you have any questions, throw them in. Hi, Arnold. Richard, hello to you. And Archer. Sandra, hello. John, how are you? All right, well, this is the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. Before we go, I am going to pull up our 7-day forecast. I know we didn't get to that, but let me pull up that. And I'll also take you through our Fox weather model here today and our July 4th forecast. So as we've been talking about the tropics, that's been our big headline today because we just got that area of interest from the National Hurricane Center now outlooking Central Florida, but we have been watching now Tropical Storm Barry over the last few days. But today, at least locally speaking, we have the sea breeze interaction. We also have the chance for more numerous showers and thunderstorms because of this upper level low, some energy that is still upstairs in the atmosphere. So through the morning into the early afternoon, that's when we really start to see these storms bubble up, igniting and bringing some really heavy rain, some torrential rain, lightning, some gusty wind, maybe even some small hail possible. We don't have any sort of severe weather risk today, but we do have that chance for, just because of the instability in play of a rogue, stronger storm or two. These all cluster together with just a really messy setup of heavy rain and some gusty wind as we head through dinner time tonight. They fade away. We lose that daytime driven instability, and Monday morning a mainly dry commute into work. But watch what happens Monday afternoon. We start to see these showers and thunderstorms sparking up once again with the help of the sea breeze and some of this lingering energy upstairs in the atmosphere. Now, it's an unsettled week because of these waves of low pressure higher up in the sky. So between all of that and this boundary that could be stalling, the rain that we see July 4th into the weekend will be tropical in nature, and we could have a tropical depression on our hands by that time. We have a 20% chance of development, and that's what we're going to continue to monitor as we head through the remainder of our week. So be sure you're staying tuned. In terms of rain, you can see how much could fall. Now, this is heading just through Friday morning. Look off toward the Gulf. Seeing those purple colorings there, that is potentially 5 to 10 inches of rain. So that's a sign of how much tropical moisture we'll have to work with. Not as much across Central Florida. Still a nice soaking of rain with the potential for these daily storms. But if we do start to see this tropical wave organizing, we could have even heavier rain on the table. Here's that 7-day forecast. Daily chances for rain, but I want you to think of this, not washouts of days, which is good news. We're expecting dry starts for the most part, but chances for rain going up each and every afternoon and evening because of the setup that we have. Now, there's the forecast for July 4th, a 60% chance of storms. And again, I'll bring up that graphic one more time, our tropical outlook, because that's what we're going to be monitoring this week. So stay tuned. Make sure you join Laurel tonight for the latest, and Brooks and Jess tomorrow morning. And then, of course, Noah will have the latest as we head through the day as well. This is our outlook here. So one more time before we leave you, it's a pretty good area. It includes portions of the Gulf, portions of the Atlantic, and a good bit of the Sunshine State. Tropical downpours are expected this week just because of how much moisture we have in the atmosphere, but because of the overall setup, these upper level areas of spin, a stalled front at the surface, we could start to see a more organized area of low pressure form because of the water being warmer in these areas, which could eventually lead to a tropical depression. So have the Fox Local app handy, have that and the Storm Team app. Download them both. They're both free. You can get anything and everything right in the palm of your hand. Okay, with that, we are going to say goodbye. Randy, come on back in. Let's bring. I know. We need to get I know we're kind of in a temporary storm center right now, so it was great to have you.
It was great. I know. It was so nice. Right. It was so nice to just extend and be with viewers a little bit longer. Thank you so much to everyone who, I feel like I was a guest on your show, but just to watch you behind the scenes. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for staying longer with us with Good Day Orlando continued.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to just see you in action. Thank you so much for all the good information that you gave us this morning.
Thank you,
a lot
Randy.
to think about as we're working through today.
Yes.
And then as we're preparing for the next week, what we should be looking out for. And I know that, the Storm Team will have us covered.
I'm sure we're going to have a lot of people visiting here too from out of state,
Yes,
out of country.
I have family in town right now.
I remember you saying that. That's
yes,
amazing.
Yes. So I have
Hi,
to.
Randy's family.
Hi. And then Uncle Steve. I have to check in with them to see their plans for traveling back home, because I know they drove, and so we're monitoring. You were talking about the storms when they're moving in, the best time to hit the road. For people who are visiting the Sunshine State right now. So we're happy to have you.
We are. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And again, if you have any questions or comments, throw them in, and I'll try to get to those through the rest of the day. If not, we'll see you later on this week on air, I'm sure, in many different areas.
Or out in the field.
Or out in the field, yeah.
So you see, it's funny. After the show yesterday, I went to go get something to eat, and I was walking out, and a lady said, "Well, wait a minute, I just saw you." I said, "Yeah, we have to go get something to eat. I just saw you on TV." And so, so if you see us out in the community, please don't hesitate to say hello.
Please, we love it.
We love it.
Have a great Sunday.
Have a great Sunday.